All right, in this video, I want to find a cubic equation that has horizontal tangent lines at these 2 points. Now, I did another example of this one earlier, and that was an easy example because we were given a y-intercept in the question. In this question here, there's no y-intercept given. It's going to make it a bit more difficult. So the first thing I'm just going to do is I'm just going to sub in these 2 points into the original equation. I'll sub in this point first just because it's got positive values. So my y value is 0 and my x value is 2. So I have a times 2 cubed plus b times 2 squared plus c times 2 plus d. And this is just going to simplify to 8a plus 4b plus 2c plus d. I'll sub in my second point next. The y value is 6. Negative 2 cubed is going to give me negative 8a. Negative 2 squared is going to give me 4b. Negative 2 times c is just negative 2c, and then plus d. So now I have two equations and I have 4 variables, which means I have to go to my derived equations. I know that if I derive these equations, the derivation will equal to 0 at the two x values over here. So let's start by deriving this equation. F prime x equals 3ax squared plus 2bx plus c. And let's say I sub in my first point, x value of 2. Remember, the derivation is going to be 0. The y value does not matter here. So 3 times 2 squared is 3 times 4, which is 12a. 2 times 2 is plus 4b. And then that's just plus c. And if I sub in negative 2 into this equation, I will get 0. Again, remember the y value doesn't matter. The slope is 0 at a horizontal tangent line. Negative 2 squared is 4. This is going to give me 12a. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4b, and then plus c. So now I need to eliminate variables. So I'll start by I'll add these two equations. If I add these two equations, I know the a terms and the c terms are going to cancel off. So 0 plus 6 is 6. These two cancel off. 4b plus 4b is 8b. These two cancel off, and d plus d is 2d. And if I simplify this by dividing by 2, I'll just get 3 equals to 4b plus d. Still can't solve this because I have two variables here. So let me go to these two equations over here. I want to eliminate my a and c in these two equations because I just want to have b and technically d, but d is not even here on this one. So I'm going to subtract these two because it will eliminate a and c, and I'll be left with b, and then I can solve with substitution. Let me subtract these two. If I subtract these two, these cancel. 0 minus 0 is just 0. 4b minus negative 4b is 8b, and c minus c is 0. If I simplify over here, I just divide by 8, I'll just get b equals to 0. So I found my first variable over here. Now I can sub in b equals to 0 into either of these equations. I don't actually have to use substitution here in terms of solving with equations. So if I just sub in b equals to 0, it doesn't matter in which one, you'll get the same answer. I'll just sub in b equals to 0 here. So 3 equals to 0 plus d, which means that my d is just 3. Okay, now I found my b and my d values. I just need to find my a and c values, but there's no a and c into these two equations. So I need to go back to these two over here. And instead of adding, I'm going to subtract these two equations now, because if I subtract them, I'll eliminate the b's and the d's, but I'll be left with the a's and the c's. So let me subtract these two. 0 minus 6 is negative 6. 8a minus negative 8a is 16a. And 2c minus negative 2c is 4c. The b's and d's eliminate. So I have one equation now with a's and c's. I'll do the same thing here last time I subtracted these two, so now I'll add these two to get rid of my b's. So if I add them, I have 0 equals 24a, the b's cancel, plus 2c. Now I can simplify both of these equations. I can divide by 2 over here. And I can divide by 2 over here as well. So now I want to isolate and do substitution here. The easiest variable to isolate is c here. It has no coefficient. I'm going to move this to the other side. So negative 12a equals to c. Then I'm going to substitute this over here and solve. So negative 3 equals 8a plus 2 times negative 12a. Negative 3 equals 8a minus 24a. Negative 3 equals negative 16a, and then I divide by negative 16. So 3 over 16 is my a value. And finally, I will come back here and I will substitute my a for 3 over 16. I accidentally wrote a 6 there, I added the 1. And then if I multiply these, you can do it in your calculator. We'll automatically simplify it. We'll get c as negative 9 over 4. So my equation for this cubic function is f of x equals 3 over 16 x cubed. There's no b value, which means the x squared terms disappear, minus 9 over 4x plus 3.